Okay.
All
You're
right, well,
ready?
welcome to class today. It is a little bit chilly and a little bit windy up here. So hopefully all of our equipment stays put today. But if you are new to joining us, my name is Corey. I'm a physical therapist here with UCSD. And then I have Darby, who's our rehab aide, and she's going to be helping us out today. With today's series of exercises, we won't need any equipment necessarily, but we are going to have seated and standing versions. We're also going to do a couple things that involve the chair for support. But if you have a countertop or a wall nearby you, then that will work. And we'll kind of discuss those modifications as they come about. Otherwise, pretty straightforward today. It's more of a strengthening focused class. So if you do have little hand weights that you want to add, you can. Darby and I are just going to be doing our body weight, but feel free to adapt it if you would like to. I'm going to get my watch going because a lot of our stuff is going to be timed today. So I got to keep us on track as I don't have a clock out here. All right, so we're going to start and we're just going to start marching. Okay, so just nice and easy. We're actually going to march for 2 whole minutes. So again, got to keep an eye on my clock. And you can go as big or as fast as you want. Try to get those arms going. If it's difficult for you to maintain your balance, then that's where that chair or even the wall will come in handy. And you're just going to try to keep those feet moving and lifting for the whole 2 minutes. And we'll keep it up. We're over halfway through. Well, not, sorry, halfway, quarter. Used to doing it for a minute. We're going to push our endurance today. All right, now we're coming up on a minute. We'll have 1 more minute to go. And if you don't want to just march in place, you could work on moving forward and backwards if you have the space available to do so. All right, we got 30 more seconds. Hopefully those legs and those arms are warming up. All right. And then we're going to move into just shoulder rolls. So I want us to roll those shoulders up nice and big. And we're going to start going forward to start. We'll do 30 seconds forward. And then we're going to switch to backwards. And just trying to warm up our bodies, loosen everything up. All right, and then we're gonna go backwards for 30. Fifteen more seconds. Okay, next we're gonna work on warming up our ankles. So if you have the chair nearby or the wall, you're gonna lift 1 foot up and we're just gonna rotate. We're gonna go 30 seconds one direction, then we'll do 30 seconds, or no, just kidding. We're gonna do a minute each way, or each leg, I should say. We'll do 30 and 30. All right, and now counterclockwise. And try to make these nice and big. Really opening up those ankles. All right, and now we're gonna switch to your opposite foot. Again, we'll start with clockwise first. Nice big circles, opening them up. All right, and then we're gonna go the opposite way for 30. And again, the idea with these are big movements. They don't necessarily have to be fast. All right, very good. Now we are going to split our stance. So we're gonna step one foot in front of the other, but again, leave some space in between so it's not directly. And we're gonna work on just rocking and reaching up nice and high. We're gonna do a minute this direction and then switch for a minute the opposite way. Again, we're just warming up, so it doesn't have to be fast. I want you working on that weight shift and working on that reach. We got 30 more seconds. Ten more seconds. Okay, and then we'll switch sides. And reaching. Try to reach long, shift your weight. Ten more seconds. All right. Now we're gonna loosen up our neck. So I want you to just work on tilting it. So you're gonna bring your ear down to your shoulder. Now we're gonna hold it, and then we're gonna come back up and then go the opposite way. Again, just nice and slow. Trying to loosen up those neck muscles. One more. Okay, and then now we're gonna do a little bit of the rotation. So I want you turning from side to side. And again, as far as you can, gently, just nice and slow. One more each side. All right, very good. Now we're gonna move into a twist of the torso, a little rotation. So you can use your arms to kind of help swing and drive that motion. Again, nice and easy. I don't want you spinning really fast or getting dizzy. We're just trying to loosen up your trunk. And this should feel pretty good. You might feel one direction's a little bit more stiff than the other. All right. And then last, we're gonna move into wrist circles. So for this one, we're gonna do 30 seconds one way, trying to do them together, and then we'll do 30 seconds the opposite way, okay? So let's go clockwise. Now let's have your hands or your fingers open. Loosening up those wrists again. And have those fingers nice and open. Works a little bit of your coordination too. All right, and then we'll switch and go the opposite way. All right, and you can just kind of shake it out. So that's it for our warm-up. We did it. Hopefully you're feeling nice and loose and warmed up. I'm gonna pull my next timer going. So the next thing that we're gonna do is we are going to go through 2 different rounds of exercises 2 times, if that makes sense. So again, we have 2 sets of exercises. We're going to go through each exercise for 45 seconds and then take a 15-second rest break and then complete the first round. Then we'll repeat that a second time and then repeat for the second round of exercises. I will walk you through each one as we go. This already. So the first one we're gonna do is just a squat or a sit to stand or a power up if you are sitting alongside Darby, okay? And again, we're gonna do 45 seconds of this. So you gotta pick a pace that you can sustain for that 45 seconds. What you could maybe do is if you wanted to at home, count out loud. See how many repetitions you get. So then that way, the next round, you know you at least have to get that same number or more if you want to challenge yourself. All right. We're ready for our 15-second rest, and we're going to move into push-ups. So you can either do this from a chair, from a wall, or the modified push-up that Darby will do in the chair. So again, 45 seconds. So pick a pace that you can sustain. If you need a rest break in between, take one. Halfway through. Really push it yourself. We're working on strength and endurance. All right, take your 15-second rest, and then we're gonna work on kicking side to side. Again, this is where a chair or a wall can be handy for your balance. Keep those toes pointed straight ahead. Try not to let them rotate out. And you don't have to lift as high if you have a hard time holding your balance. Even just a small lift like that is good because we're still working on strengthening those hips. Halfway through already. All right, and rest. Next one we're gonna do are those calf raises. So you're going up on your tiptoes. Try to hold for a second or two before you lower back down. If you want more of a challenge, you can do it on one leg. And then I'll tell you when to switch. So up, hold, and then down. Again, chair or wall in front of you if you have difficulty with your balance on this one. Again, I'm focusing more on strengthening today, so use the support for your balance if you need to. Halfway through, so switch to your other side if you're doing it on one leg. All right, and rest. And then our last one, in honor of football being back, we're gonna do field goals. So you leave those elbows bent, you bring them back behind you, and squeeze those shoulder blades, okay? Okay, here we go. And keep that chest up, your head up. Squeeze the shoulders. Halfway through. All right, we're gonna take a minute rest. I'm gonna grab some water. You do the same if you need it. All right, and so then after this minute, we're gonna repeat that same circuit again, one more time through, the exact same. Again, if that was challenging for you, then do it the exact same. If it was easy, see if there's a way you can push yourself to maybe do a little bit more or go a little bit further, and push yourself a little harder. And then again, we'll have another minute rest after we complete this round, and then we'll move on to our second round of exercises. We got about 10 more seconds to take our rest, and then we're gonna jump back into our squats or our sit to stands or our power ups, whichever version you are doing today. Okay, here we go. Make sure you stand up tall. Halfway through already. All right, we're gonna rest, and then we're gonna move into our chair push-ups or our wall push-ups or your sitting push-ups, whatever version you are on. So get ready, and then here we go. Halfway through. All right, rest. Then we'll move into our standing leg kicks. All right, here we go. You should feel this on the sides of your thighs, up near your hips. All right, rest. Moving on to our calf raise in about 10 seconds. And then we're almost done with this second round. Okay, up into those heel raises. Remember to hold and try to push through them equally. Make them match. Halfway through. All right, and rest. And then we'll finish up with our field goal squeezes. Start again in about 5 seconds. Here we go. Really squeeze. Keep those elbows out. Your chest up. Your head up. Halfway through. All right, rest, shake it out. Okay, so we have our 1 minute to reset, catch your breath, take a sit if you, or take a sit, take a seat if you need to, or stay standing, just catch your breath, get some water. And then same idea, we'll go over your next round of exercises as we're going through them. So we'll restart in about 25 seconds. Our first exercise is just gonna be a row. So elbows bent, reaching forward, pulling those shoulders back. If you can bend over slightly, that's a little bit better because you'll fight gravity. It'll be a little bit more challenging than just pulling straight back, okay? Okay, here we go. So a little bit forward. Think about pulling towards yourself, squeezing those shoulder blades together, strengthening the back. Again, we got 45 seconds of these and then a 15-second rest break. Halfway through. All right, and rest. The next one we're gonna do is a plank. So again, in that chair position, if you are standing or against your wall or your countertop, the further your feet are back, the harder it's gonna be. Hold on. And then Darby is going to be doing the variation in sitting. So she is sitting away from the back of the chair, but instead of coming forward like we normally would in a plank, you see she's leaning back, and that's really good form. So trying to keep her core tight there, okay? So we're going to try to do it the whole time. If you need to reset in between, then please do, okay? So here we go. Get in position and hold that nice plank position. Keep your head up. Try to stay in one long plank. Tighten your tummy muscles and hold it. We're already halfway through. Keep holding. You have to reset, then do it and get back into it for the remainder of the time. 10 more seconds. Okay. Take a rest. Hopefully that wasn't too hard. Next, we're going to move into some lunges. Again, use your chair if you need to for your balance. We are going to alternate on this one. So take that step forward and bend and come back. Darby's doing a modified version in sitting with just that step and that lean. If it's too difficult for you to go down that far, then just modify, just go maybe a little smaller, something like that. Or again, use your chair to help you with your balance. All right, we're gonna rest, and then the next one we're gonna do is our tandem walking. So challenge your balance a little bit. So the one foot in front of the other. If that's too hard for you, then just plan on holding that position. If that's easy, you can always try backwards as well. You can also leave a little bit of space in between your feet, in between like your heel and your toe. That can make it a little bit easier. Having your hands out can help you with your balance if you need. Just walk in the plank. All right, rest. And then our last one for our quads. So if you're standing, we're just gonna work on bending, letting gravity help bend it, and then straightening out your knee a little bit against gravity. You can also sit for this one. We'll alternate. But just think about tightening that quadriceps muscle, straightening that knee out, and contract that muscle, that big muscle on the top. We're over halfway now. Keep it going. Our last exercise, and then we get a little rest break. All right, so we get a minute rest. So again, catch your breath, regroup maybe. I don't know which, I think each section has some easier exercises and some more challenging exercises. So it's kind of a good balance. You don't get to slack off at all today, I guess. Get your water, sit and rest those legs. We're gonna restart again in 30 seconds. All right, coming back in 14 seconds. So get ready if you're not back already. And then we're gonna start with those rows. So again, bend forward just a little, get your core tight, and then bring those elbows back together, thinking about pulling. Try to have your neck at like a neutral position, not cranked up, looking up at the screen, but maybe pick a point down kind of in your vision. So that way we're not recruiting our neck muscles. Halfway through, keep those shoulder blades squeezing. All right, we'll take our 15-second rest and get ready for our plank. So make some adjustments depending on how you did the last time. If you need to be a little bit closer with your feet to make it a little bit less challenging, do that. If it needs to be further out to make it more challenging, then do that. Trying to get the core involved today. Keep holding. We're coming up on 30 seconds. So you only got a little bit left to go. Keep holding. Core tight, tummy tight. Okay, and relax. Good job. You got your second plank in. So now we're going to go into our lunges in about 10 seconds. So again, trying to get that pushing motion. Bend those knees. Use your chair for support if you need. And go at your own pace. So Darby and I are working at a pace, but if you need to go a little slower, then do that. If you want to go faster, then do that. Halfway through already. All right, rest. And then we're gonna move into our tandem walking or balance, depending on where you are out in your balance journey. All right, here we go. And then again, if you really want to challenge yourself, you can go backwards. You can also just hold and maintain like Darby's doing. Halfway through. Okay, and that's rest. And then our last one are our knee extensions, trying to strengthen the quads. And then we'll move into our cool down. Okay, here we go. So tighten that knee. Really try to see that muscle definition, contract those quad muscles. Halfway through. All right, very good. We are all done with our strengthening section. Now we're gonna move into our cool down. So to start, I just want you to bend forward, kind of reach down towards your toes and move slowly. You can reach your toes, that's great. If you cannot, that's okay too. And then I want you just to slowly come back up. We'll do this a couple times more, I should say. So bend forward. Let those hamstrings get a nice little stretch. Your back muscles, maybe your shoulders. And then come back up. And then we'll do one more time. Reaching down towards those toes. You can see I'm rounding my back to just get a little stretch more in through my back. And kind of shimmying at the bottom. Loosen up after all that work we just did. And then come all the way back up. Very good. I want you to lace your hands together and bring them behind you. And we're going to do a chest opener. So trying to push back, head up, chest up, and just hold it. And then we'll release. And then we'll repeat that again. This 3 times again, total. So lace those fingers and then pull away from your body like so. Trying to get a good, nice chest stretch. Good. And then just release. And we'll do it one more time. Lock and lace and pull. All right, very good. Okay, and then we're gonna move into stretching our hamstrings. A lot of different ways we can do that. Since we have a chair here today, I'm going to use mine. I'm gonna prop my foot up here and then bend forward. Darby's gonna do the sitting version. You just wanna make sure that you're hinging again at your waist, not just rounding your back. You should feel a stretch down the back of your leg. We're gonna hold this for 30 seconds and then we're gonna switch and repeat it on the other side. You can't quite get your foot up onto the chair like I'm doing, you can just put it on the ground in front of you. Or if you have, we made it till the end. Sorry for the sudden surprise. We got a wind gust up here. All right, we'll regroup. I think we're still connected, right? Back a little. Okay. There we go. Okay. We'll switch to the other legs. We were doing so good. Like we said, it does get windy up here. Hold this one for about 30. All right, and let's switch. We're gonna do one more time each side for 30 seconds. Hamstrings are usually pretty tight in most of us, and they seem to get even tighter in those with Parkinson's. So it's always something we want to stretch. If you are not already stretching daily, it's highly recommended. Okay, and then we'll switch. All right, next we're gonna move into stretching our quads. So I'm going to turn my chair around so I can use the back of the chair, and then you can grab on. Darby's going to show you a modified version. Again, holding this one for 30 seconds as well. Should feel pull down the front of your leg. You can also, if you have a wall handy, you can kind of prop your foot against the wall. If you don't mind your shoe being against your wall, that is. Keep holding. Okay, and then we're gonna switch sides. Like Darby just mentioned, you might have one side that's tighter than the other. It's pretty normal. And in the version that Darby's doing it, you're also gonna get probably a little bit more through your hip. It's also usually pretty tight. Okay, and then shake it out. We'll do one more each side. Good job, keep holding. Okay, we'll switch. All right, and then we're gonna finish with just a couple shoulder stretches. So you're gonna bring it around the front and just kind of hold it. And make sure you're practicing that good upright posture with this one. Have your chest up and your head up. Okay, and then we'll switch sides. All right, we'll do one more each side. All right, and switch. Last one. All righty. And that is all we have for today. So thank you for joining us. Again, sorry for the elements. Happy to see you guys. Have a good rest of your week, and we'll see you next time, okay?
Thank you.
Bye. You're welcome.